Yes, so we didn't change a lot of logic how commissions and slippage work in Zipline. But one thing that we changed is, so when we tested, we had one issue, and that is if you use order target percentage, and what happens is that you want to buy specific stock for 100% of your portfolio. What happens sometimes is that your leverage goes to more than one, and that's why we started investigating that and just looking at that and how practically because it didn't make sense, because we didn't want to leverage. And then when we added a trading control for max leverage, our algo didn't work anymore because we always crossed that leverage. So what we did regarding commission and so on is, in simulation, you can predict commission.
Yep.
Both for transactions and for orders. So it's predictable. You know how your algo works and everything. And what happened in Zipline is that when you use order target percent, it calculated practically 100% of portfolio for that stock, and it used 100% of your cash to buy that stock. After that, it added slippage and it added commission. So what happens is that because you added a later slippage and commission, what happened is that you got the wrong results because you didn't account it, and that slippage and commission need to be inside that 100%. So practically you want to execute to buy maximum of shares with specific amount of money. And if you just calculate how many shares you can buy without accounting for commission or slippage, you just won't get the right number. You will buy more than you can inside simulation. And that doesn't seem like a maybe big thing in simulation, but when we switch sides to live trading, what happens is that if you don't have a leverage trading, or maybe you have, but the thing is that you get unexpected results. So you put 1,000 USD dollars, you buy, you calculate how many shares you can buy, you submit that order, and that order just can't be filled, and it won't ever be filled because you don't have that money, and you didn't account for slippage in that. So practically, order target percent becomes useless to you, and you can't really use it. Some people avoided that by using 98% of the portfolio and so on to account for that slippage and commission, but that just doesn't seem right. It's avoiding the issue and not solving the issue that is there. So now with order target percent, we try to calculate commission and then slippage up front, and also same thing for exchanges. So maybe we can't predict it completely, but we can predict it in the best way that we can. So if we know how fees are created in a specific exchange and we implement connection to that exchange in Zipline, what we can do is we can predict how much of the fee is going to go to that exchange and so on. So we can calculate that. Maybe not 100% correct, but we can in most times we can predict it in a good way.